The cold wind whistled outside as I settled into the creaky old house, a place my family had recently moved to. My parents were away for the weekend, leaving me alone for the first time in our new home. Excitement mingled with nervousness as I explored the dimly lit rooms, each one carrying its own secrets. The first night was uneventful, and I attributed the eerie silence to the unfamiliarity of the surroundings. But as the second night descended, a subtle unease settled in the air. It began with faint whispers, too soft to distinguish words, echoing through the empty halls. I dismissed them, blaming my imagination. As the clock ticked towards midnight, I decided to distract myself with a movie. The glow of the TV cast flickering shadows on the walls. Suddenly, the whispers grew more pronounced, forming eerie sentences that seemed to slither through the room. "Alone, but not really alone," they murmured, sending shivers down my spine. I muted the TV, hoping to silence the haunting voices, but they persisted. Determined to shake off the unease, I retreated to my room, the soft glow of the moon casting an ethereal light. The house seemed to come alive at night, its ancient timbers settling with audible groans. Lying in bed, I tried to convince myself it was all in my head, that the strange occurrences were mere products of an overactive imagination. Just as I started to drift into uneasy slumber, a new sensation enveloped the room. A subtle, bone-chilling cold. The temperature dropped drastically, and my breath hung in the frigid air. I pulled the covers tighter, convinced it was a draft from the aging windows. But the chill persisted, as if an unseen presence loomed in the room. As the night wore on, the atmosphere thickened with an unsettling energy. Shadows danced on the walls, taking on grotesque shapes that seemed to writhe with malevolence. I could hear faint footsteps, as if someone or something moved in the dark corners of the house. Summoning courage, I ventured into the hallway, my steps cautious against the creaky floorboards. The air felt charged with an otherworldly energy. The whispers intensified, now forming distinct words that echoed with a haunting cadence. "Alone, but not really alone. We're watching," they hissed. My heart raced as I reached the stairs, the darkness below seeming to swallow the feeble light from above. The footsteps persisted, growing louder and more purposeful. Against my better judgment, I descended into the inky abyss, guided only by the chilling sounds. As I reached the ground floor, the whispers reached a crescendo. "In the shadows, in the corners, we linger," they taunted. A flicker of movement caught my eye, and I turned to face a shadowy figure, a silhouette without a defined form. Panic seized me as the apparition advanced, its footsteps echoing in the silence. I stumbled backward, retreating into the living room. The whispers surrounded me, enveloping me in a suffocating symphony of disembodied voices. "Leave," they urged, a collective plea that echoed through the haunted space. I fumbled for the front door, desperate to escape the oppressive presence that seemed to tighten its grip. As I stepped onto the porch, the night air provided a welcome reprieve from the suffocating atmosphere inside. The whispers, now distant, continued their haunting melody, fading into the background. I stood on the threshold, torn between the safety of the outside world and the mystery that lurked within the house. With a surge of determination, I re-entered the silent halls, determined to confront the inexplicable forces that plagued the home. The whispers guided me, leading me through the winding corridors and hidden passages. Each step felt like a descent into an abyss of the unknown. In the heart of the house, a door stood ajar, its threshold bathed in an eerie glow. Hesitant but driven by an unexplainable force, I crossed into a room that seemed to defy the laws of reality. The whispers reached a fever pitch, converging into a chorus of ethereal voices. The room pulsated with energy as the apparition unraveled the history of the house. a history stained with untold sorrows and unresolved mysteries. The house, it seemed, held the residual imprints of those who had come before, trapped in a limbo between the living and the dead. As the revelations unfolded, the whispers transformed into anguished cries, the voices of tormented souls seeking solace. I stood at the epicenter of a spectral drama, a witness to the echoes of bygone eras. The apparition, though trapped, seemed grateful for the brief communion, a connection forged across the ethereal divide. With a final, mournful wail, the apparition dissipated, leaving the room in an eerie silence. The whispers, now faint echoes, retreated into the shadows. The oppressive energy that had gripped the house began to dissipate, replaced by a solemn stillness. I emerged from the room, the weight of the supernatural encounter etched into my consciousness. The once haunted halls now seemed serene, as if the spectral entities had found a semblance of peace. The whispers, though distant, lingered as a testament to the mysterious forces that dwelled within the house. As dawn broke, casting its gentle light on the quiet abode, I contemplated the unsettling events of the night. The house, a repository of forgotten memories, had granted me a glimpse into the spectral realm. Though shaken, I couldn't deny the profound connection forged in that ethereal encounter. In the ensuing days, the whispers faded, and the once haunted house embraced a newfound tranquility. The specters, having shared their stories, seemed to find solace in the acknowledgement of their existence. The home, once a vessel for paranormal activity, settled into a quietude that belied its tumultuous past. Whether it was a curse or a blessing, I couldn't say. The supernatural occurrences left an indelible mark on my psyche, a reminder that some mysteries are meant to be experienced rather than understood. The house, now a repository of spectral echoes, stood as a testament to the thin veil that separates the living from the realm of the supernatural. The house, now a repository of spectral echoes, stood as a testament to the thin veil that separates the living from the realm of the supernatural.